Gyanakosha, an encyclopedia of Vedic knowledge by Pact. Vedas. Rig Veda.
ओम गणानां त्वा गणपतिगं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपवज्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणान् ब्रह्मणस्पतकान् शृण्वन्नोतिभिः
Rig Veda, hymns on Indra. Hymns on Indra, mandala 10. Mandala 10, Sukta 22, Rishi Vimada Indra. In meter Purusha Duhati, visualized Indra. Where is famed Indra heard of? With what folk is he renowned today as Mitra is? Who in the home of rishis and in secret is extolled with song? Even here is Indra famed, and among us this day the glorious thunderer is praised. He who like Mitra mid the folk hath won complete and full renown. He who is sovereign, lord of great and perfect strength, exterror of heroic might, who bears the fearless thunder as a father bears his darling son, harnessing to thy car as God two blustering steeds of the wind god, O thunderer, that speed along the shining path, thou making ways art glorified. Even to these dark steeds of wind, thou of thyself hast come to ride, of which no driver may be found, none be he, God or mortal man. When ye approach, men ask you, thee and Usana, why come ye to our dwelling place? Why are ye come to mortal man from distant realms of earth and heaven? O Indra, thou shalt speak us fair, our holy prayer is offered up. We pray to thee for help as thou didst strike the monster Susana dead. Around us is the Dasayu, rightless, void of sense, inhuman, keeping alien laws. Baffled, thou slayer of the foe, the weapon which this Dasa wields. Hero with heroes, thou art ours, aye, strong are thy whom thou dost help. In many a place are thy full gifts, and men like vassals sing thy praise. Urge thou these heroes on to slay the enemy. Brave thunderer in the fight with swords, even when hid among the tribes of sages, numerous as stars. Swift come those gifts of thine, whose hand is prompt to rend and burn. O hero, thunder armed, as thou with thy companions didst destroy the whole of Susenya's brood, let not thine excellent assistance come to us, O hero, Indra, profitless. May we enjoy the bliss of these thy favors, thunderer. May those soft impulses of thine, O Indra, be fruitful and innocent to us. May we know these whose treasures are like those of mulch-kind thunderer, that earth through power of knowing things that may be known, handles and footless, yet might thrive. Thou slewest turning to the right, guna for every living man. Drink the soma, hero Indra, be not withheld as thou art good, O treasure giver. Preserve the singers and our liberal princes, and make us wealthy with abundant riches. Sukta 23, Rishi Vimadayendra in Trishtup meter hailed Indra. Indra, whose right hand wields the bolt, we worship, driver of bay steeds seeking sundry courses. Shaking his beard with might he hath arisen, casting his weapons forth and dealing bounties. The treasure which his bay steeds found at sacrifice, this wealth made opulent Indra slayer of the foe. Rubhu, Rubukskan, Vaja, he is Lord of might. The Dasa's very name I utterly destroy. When with the princes, Maghavari, famed of old, comes nigh the thunderbolt of gold and the controller car, which his two tawny curses draw, then Indra is the sovereign lord of power, whose glory spreads afar. With him too is this rain of his that comes like herds. Indra throws drops of moisture on his yellow beard. When the sweet juice is shed, he seeks the pleasant place and stirs the worshipper as wind disturbs the wood. We laud and praise his several deeds of valor, who father-like with power hath made us stronger, who with his voice slew many thousand wicked ones, who spake in varied manners with tempestuous cries. Indra, the Vimadas have formed for thee a loud, copious, unparalleled, for thee most bountiful. We know the good we gain from him, the mighty one, when we attract him as a herdsman calls the kine. Never may this bond of friendship be dissolved. The Rishi Vimadas untyne, O Indra, we know thou carest for us as a brother with us. O God, be thine auspicious friendship. Sukta 24, Rishi Vimada Indra in Asthara Padaki meter hails both Indra and Ashwins. O Indra, drink this soma pressed out in the mortar, full of sweets. Send down to us great riches at your glad carouse in thousands. O most healthy, thou art waxing great. To thee with sacrifices, with oblations, and with lauds we come, Lord of all strength and power, grant at your glad carcass the best choice worthy treasure. Thou art waxing great. Thou who art Lord of precious boon, inciter even of the chol, guardian of singers, Indra, at your glad carouse, save us from woe and hatred. Thou art waxing great. Strong, lots of magic power, etwine churned the united worlds apart, when ye implode by Vimada, Nasatyas forced apart the pair. When the united pair were rent asunder, all the gods complained. The gods to their Nasatyas cried, bring these together once again. Sweet be my going forth, and rich in sweets be my approach to home. So through your deity both gods enrich us with all pleasantness. Shukta 27 in meter Tristub, Rishi Vasukendra hailed Indra. This singer is my firm determination to aid the worshipper who pours the soma. I slay the man who brings no milk oblation, unrighteous, powerful, the truth's purveyor. Then will I, when I lead my friends to battle against the radiant persons of the godless, prepare for thee at home a vigorous bullock, and pour for thee the 15-fold strong juices. I know not him who saith and declareth that he hath slain the godless in the battle. Soon as they see the furious combat raging, men speak forth praises of my vigorous horses. While yet my deeds of might were unrecorded, all passed for Meghwan, though I existed. The potent one who dwelt in peace I conquered, grasped by the foot and slew him on the mountain. None hinder me in mine heroic exploits, no, not the mountains when I will and purpose. Even the deaf will tremble at my roaring, and every day will dust be agitated. To see the Indra-less oblation drinkers, mean offerers, overtaken by destruction. Then shall the fellies of my car pass over those who have blamed my joyous friend and scorned him. Thou grewest to full vital vigor, and earlier saw, a later one shall see thee. Two canopies as it were are round about him, who reacheth to the limit of this region. The freed kine eat the barley of the pious. I saw them as they wandered with the herdsman. The calling of the pious rang around them. What portion will these kine afford their owner? When we who eat the grass of men are gathered, I am with barley eaters in the corn land. There shall the captor yoke the yokeless bullock, and he who hath been yoked seen one to lose him. There wilt thou hold as true my spoken purpose, to bring together quadrupeds and bipeds. I will divide without a fight his riches who warreth here against the bull with women. When a man's daughter hath been ever eyeless, who knowing will be worth with her for blindness? Which of the two will lose on him his anger, the man who leads her home or he who woos her? How many a maid is pleasing to the suitor, who fain would marry for her splendid riches. If the girl be both good and fair of feature, she finds herself a friend among the people. His feet have grasped, he eats the man who meets him. Around his head he sets the head for shelter. Sitting near and right above he smites us, and follows earth that lies spread out beneath him. High, leafless, shadowless, and swift is heaven. The mother stands, the youngling loosed is feeding. Loud hath she lowed, licking another's offspring. In what world hath the cow laid down her udder? 7 heroes from the nether part ascended, and from the upper part came 8 together. 9 from behind came armed with winnowing baskets. 10 from the front pressed over the rock's high ridges. One of the 10, the tawny, shared in common. They sent to execute their final purpose. The mother carries on her breast the infant of noble form and soothes it while it knows not. The heroes dressed with fire, the fetid weather, the dice were thrown by way of sport and gaming. To reach the plain amid the heavenly waters, hallowing and with means of purifying. Crying aloud, they ran in all directions. One half of them will cook and not the other. To me hath Savita, this god, declared it. He will perform, whose food is wood and butter. I saw a troop advancing from the distance moved, not by wheels but their own godlike nature. The friendly one seeks human generation, destroying still new bands of evil beings. These my 2 bulls, even Pramaras, are harnessed. Drive them not far, here let them often linger. The waters even shall aid him to his object, and the all-cleansing sun who is above us. This is the thunderbolt, which often whirleth down from the lofty misty realm of Surya. Beyond this realm there is another glory. So through old age they pass and feel no sorrow. Bound fast to every thee the cow is lowing, and thence the man-consuming birds are flying. Then all this world, though pressing dues for Indra and strengthening the Rishi, is affrighted. In the god's mansion stood the first created, and from their separation came the later. Three wound the earth while holding stores of water, and two of these convey the murmuring moisture. This is thy life, and do thou mark and know it. As such, hide not thyself in time of battle. He manifests the light and hides the vapor. His foot is never free from ropes that veil it. Sukta 28 in meter Tristu, Rishi Indrastua Vasukrapatni hailed Indra and Vasukra. Now all my other friends are here assembled. My sire-in-law along with hath not come hither, so might he eat the grain and drink the soma, and satisfied return unto his dwelling. Loud belloweth the bull, whose horns are sharpened. Upon the height above earth's breadth he standeth. That man I guard and save in all his trouble, who fills my flanks when he hath shed the soma. Men with the stone press out for thee, O Indra, strong gladdening soma, and thereof thou drinkest. Bulls they dress for thee, and of these thou eatest when, Meghwan, with food thou art invited. Resolve for me, O singer, this my riddle. The rivers send their swelling water backward. The fox steals up to the approaching lion. The jackal drives the wild boar from the brushwood. How shall I solve this riddle? I, the simple, declare the thought of thee, the wise and mighty. Tell us, well knowing, as befits the season, whitherward is thy prosperous car advancing? Thus do they magnify me the mighty higher than even high heaven is my car pole. I all at once demolish many thousands. My sir begot me with no foe to match me. Yea, and the gods have known me also, Indra, as mighty, fierce, and strong in every exploit, exalting with the bolt I slaughtered with vrata, and for the offerer opted with might the cow stall. The deities approached, they carried waxes, splitting the wood, they came with their attendants. They laid good timber in the fire receivers, and burned the grasp up where they found it growing. The hair had swallowed up the opposing razor. I surrendered with a clod the distant mountain. The great will I make subject to the little. The calf shall wax in strength and cat the bullock. There had the strong-winged eagle left his talon, as a snared lion leaves the trap that caught him. Even the wild steer in his thirst is captured. The leather strap still holds his foot entangled. So may the leather strap their foot entangle, who fatten on the veins of the Brahman. They all devour the bulls set free to wander, while they themselves destroy their bodies' vigor. They were well occupied with holy duties, who sped in prison with their lords to Soma. Speaking like man, meet to us wealth and booty. In heaven thou hast the name and fame of hero. Sukta 29 in Tristu meter, Rishi Indrastusha Vasukrapatni hailed Indra. As sits the young bird on the tree rejoicing, ye swift pair have been roused by clear laudation, whose herald priest through many days is Indra, earth's guardian, friend of men, the best of heroes. May we, when this dawn and the next dance hither, be thy best servants, most heroic hero, let the victorious car with triple splendor bring hither word that 100 chiefs with Kussa. What was the gladdening draught that pleased thee, Indra? Speed through our doors to song, for thou art mighty. Why comest thou to me? What gift attracts thee? Fain would I bring thee food most meet to offer, Indra. What fame hath one like thee mid heroes? With what plan wilt thou act? Why hast thou sought us as a true friend, wide strider, to sustain us, since food absorbs the thought of each among us? Speed happily those as Surya ends his journey, who meet his wish as bridegrooms meet their spouses. Men who present, O Indra, strong by nature, with food the many songs that tell thy praises. Thine are two measures, Indra, wide well meted, heaven for thy majesty, earth for thy wisdom. Here by thy choice are somas mixed with butter. May the sweet meat be pleasant for thy drinking. They have poured out a bowl to him, to Indra, full of sweet juice, for faithful is his bounty. Over earth's expanse hath he grown great by wisdom, the friend of man, and by heroic exploits. Indra hath conquered in his wars the mighty. Men strive in multitudes to win his friendship. Ascend thy chariot, as it were in battle, which thou shalt drive to us with gracious favor.